It's 3 a.m. The room is dark. The house is quiet. You are perfectly asleep. And then suddenly your eyes open, and just like that, your brain switches on like a light. Replaying that awkward conversation from last week, worrying about tomorrow, thinking about things you can't fix at 3 in the morning, you try to force yourself back to sleep, but the harder you try, the more awake you feel. Sound familiar? This isn't just stress. This isn't just bad luck. Your brain is running a very specific biological program at exactly this time every night. And once you understand what it's actually doing, those 3 a.m. wake-ups will never feel the same way again. Most people blame stress, or their phone, or anxiety. But neuroscience tells a completely different story. Waking up at 3 a.m. is not a malfunction. It is actually your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, just a little too aggressively. Let's break down exactly what is happening inside your brain at 3 in the morning. Section 1. The cortisol awakening. Here's something most people have never heard of. Starting at around 2 to 3 a.m. every single night, your body begins quietly releasing a hormone called cortisol. Most people think cortisol is just the stress hormone, but that's not the full story. Cortisol is actually your body's natural alarm clock. It begins rising in the early hours of the morning, preparing your heart rate, your blood sugar, and your brain for the demands of the day ahead. By the time you naturally wake up in the morning, cortisol has already been building for hours. But here's the problem. When you're under stress, whether you realize it or not, your cortisol levels are already elevated before you even go to sleep. So when that natural 3 a.m. cortisol surge happens, it doesn't gently nudge you, it jolts you wide awake. Your brain misreads a normal biological process as a threat signal, and you wake up, heart racing, mind already running. Section 2. The sleep cycle. Nobody told you about. Here's the second reason 3 a.m. is so specific. Sleep doesn't happen in one solid block. Your brain moves through cycles, roughly every 90 minutes, alternating between deep sleep and lighter sleep stages. In the first half of the night, your sleep is deep and restful, but after midnight, something shifts. The deep, slow-wave sleep decreases. Your sleep becomes lighter and lighter. And between these cycles, your brain actually wakes up briefly. For most people, these micro-awakenings last only seconds. You don't even remember them. You just drift back. But around 3 a.m., the cortisol is rising, your sleep is at its lightest, and your blood sugar has been dropping for hours. All three of these things happen at exactly the same time. That's why 3 a.m. isn't random. Your body is genuinely more vulnerable to waking up at this exact window than at any other point in the night. Section 3. The glymphatic system, the hidden reason. Now here's the part that will genuinely surprise you. Something extraordinary happens in your brain while you sleep, especially in the hours between 2 and 4 a.m. It's called the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's waste removal service. While you sleep, your brain cells actually shrink slightly, creating space for cerebrospinal fluid to flush through, washing out toxins, waste products, and metabolic debris that built up during the day. This process is most active during the deepest parts of sleep. But here's the dark part. When you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back to sleep, this cleaning process gets interrupted. Over time, consistently broken sleep means your brain doesn't get fully cleaned each night. Research has linked disrupted glymphatic function to brain fog, memory problems, and long-term cognitive decline. Your 3 a.m. wake-ups aren't just frustrating, they're literally interrupting your brain's nightly maintenance cycle. Section 4. Why your mind races at 3 a.m. So you're awake at 3 a.m. and immediately, the thoughts come. The unfinished conversation, the unpaid bill, the thing you said 3 years ago that you still regret. Why does your brain choose 3 a.m. for this? During the day, your brain is constantly distracted. Notifications, conversations, tasks, noise. Those distractions suppress unresolved thoughts. But at 3 a.m., no distractions, complete silence, total darkness. Your brain has nothing to do except process everything it pushed aside during the day. Psychologists call this rumination. the same cycle we explored in our last video on embarrassing memories. Your brain is stuck in a loop, replaying unresolved situations, searching for solutions to problems it cannot actually solve at 3 in the morning, and the more you try to stop the thoughts, the stronger they get. Because telling your brain, don't think about that, is like telling someone, don't think about a pink elephant. What are you thinking about right now? Section 5. What actually works? So what can you actually do about it? 3 things, backed by real science. First, don't fight being awake. This sounds counterintuitive, but trying to force sleep actually increases cortisol further. Your brain starts associating your bed with stress. Instead, if you've been awake for more than 15 to 20 minutes, get up. Keep the lights dim. Do something boring until you feel genuinely sleepy. Then go back to bed. This breaks the association between your bed and wakefulness. Second, write your worries down before bed. Research shows that doing a brain dump before sleep, writing down everything on your mind, reduces the likelihood of 3 a.m. rumination significantly. Your brain holds on to unfinished thoughts. Writing them down tells your brain, this is handled, you can let it go. Third, protect your cortisol rhythm. Avoid bright screens and caffeine in the 2 hours before bed. Get natural sunlight in the morning, even just 10 minutes outside. These 2 habits help anchor your cortisol cycle so it rises at the right time, morning, instead of dragging you awake at 3 a.m., so the next time you find yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., remember this. Your brain isn't broken. It's running an ancient biological program. A cortisol surge, a light sleep window, a nightly cleaning cycle, all happening at exactly the same time. You didn't cause this, but now you understand it. And understanding it is the first step to finally getting a full night of sleep. If this explains something you've been experiencing for years, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people. Subscribe so you don't miss next video where we'll explore why your brain makes you feel guilty even when you've done nothing wrong. And drop a comment below. What time do you always seem to wake up at night? Let's see if 3 a.m. is as common as we think.